Hi everyone. SQL Server Unique Constraint. The unique constraint ensures that all values in a column are different. Both unique and primary key constraints provide a guarantee for uniqueness for a column or set of columns. A primary key constraint automatically has a unique constraint. However, you can have many unique constraints per table, but only one primary key constraint is allowed per table. For that reason, here I have created two tables. Persons with ID last name first name is through this highlighted SQL query, and ID column is declared as a unique column and a constraint imposed on it. Okay, it's already exists. Let me delete it and create it again to avoid the unnecessary conflicts. Okay, so I'm going to create it again. So comment executed successfully, and I will refresh it to see the table that I created. So DBO persons is created with the four columns, no one key, the unique constraint has a key is added here with an ID, last name, first name, age, those are also created. Now suppose I will enter some data into the table. So one row affected, let's see what do we have in the table. Yes, this is the record that we have as per the value we entered. Let's try to insert the same value 1 to the table. So will I be able to do it? No, because it's violating the unique key constraint because we have made the ID column as the unique key constraint. So if you try to enter a new value, suppose a 12, then you will be successfully able to insert it into the table because you have inserted a different value for ID. Here, conflict as same ID value as previous. Okay. Now this is what we have in the persons and you got some idea about the unique key constraint too. Let's see how to impose your group of columns as a unique constraint in the table. To do that, I'm going to create one table, persons one. Let's refresh it to see the populated table. Here, persons one is created with the columns. This is your key UC underscore person created with ID and last name to have unique values always, and it has to be done in this way. Constraint, what is the constraint name, what type of constraint, and the collection of columns that you want to specify as unique constraint. So you created the table. Let's see one thing. Let's try to insert the data. So once you insert the data, you try to see it through select star, and this is the data that you have. We want the ID and the last name as unique, correct? So will I be able to enter the same one as ID and L2 as a different last name? Is it allowed? Let's see. Yes, it's allowed because you are assigning a separate combination of ID and last name values into the table. That's possible. So will you be allowed to insert the same ID and last name value as well? Let's see that. No, because it's violating the unique key constraint. The ID and last name has to be unique each time. And you are trying to insert 1 and L1, which is not possible. Now, suppose you want to make a simple column as a unique constraint. How to do that? After creation of table, so alter table, table name, add unique constraint. Which column do you want? Last name. Let's try to execute it. Yes, it's successfully executed. I'll try to see the structure of the table. and we'll see whether it's added or not. Yes. So the new, this second one is created for this unique last name column. And here you will not be able to add the same last name values for each record after this. You could also try it yourself using adding the insert comments with same last names in multiple records. So let's say you want to drop a constant from the table. How to do it? Alter table, specify the table name, then drop constraint, specify which constant you want to drop. Okay. So once it's dropped and you want to see the columns and the constraints as well. Here see you dropped UC person, and whatever condition has been applied for that constant, it is also deleted from that. This is all about your unique constraint.